Hey people, what's going on? It is now Thursday the 20th, 420. Be a lot of 420 action going on all over the place today, I'm sure. Cheers. People, thanks again for your support and your love and your friendship. Regarding the hack, I have one more attempt to get my email back. I want that email address back because I was violated. It was and so here's my plan of action. Because I'm going to go to and then I'll go on back to my regular programming. But thank you for understanding. This is very stressful, and it's hacking ruins people's lives. It would potentially could ruin mine. So my intention is, when I last was at Cox Cable, they told me that the next time that I try to retrieve my account would be my last chance, and then I would be permanently locked out. That to me is unacceptable. Michael Dawson, who is also in the BC, has shared with me that this has happened to him, that he's permanently locked out of one of his email accounts. And so this is what I have. It's like I have proof, third party professional interaction with another business. That Bandcamp, they caught the hack. They freed the hack. I have my account back. I have that to bolster my point with Cox. That if indeed their security stuff keeps spitting me out today and saying that they don't recognize me, and they tell me that that I have no other options, I intend to go public. I intend to contact our local news agencies and tell them and explain my situation, and just share how this is more common than it needs to be, and it's not right. And I'm going to make some noise if I have to, because I have been violated, and there's so much violation going on in the world. Other than that, we're going to move forward with the release of The Muse by myself, Blake DeForest, and Cubby Phillips tomorrow. I could publish it today, but I'm going to go ahead and just follow through with the plan. Make it available tomorrow digitally, and as soon as the CDs arrive, obviously I'll be making a video and announcing it. And folks who pre-order it on Friday, you folks that buy the CD on Friday, as soon as they arrive, they go out. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so T2 is an English band that only put out one album. Three-piece, and yet they had a really melodic, progressive sound. It's not that it sounded like more instruments, it's just that what they did with those three, it's like some combinations of musicians and people just do things on a higher level, or they just achieve something. And this band does it. Their main album, It'll Work Out in Boomland. I once had a copy of it on 8-track. I've never owned it on vinyl. It's another one of those collectible albums, but I do have this, the unofficial second album, which was never released until much later. In my pile of plays, Bernie Worrell, yesterday was his heavenly or eternal birthday, whatever you want to say. Bernie Worrell, originally from Funkadelic Parliament, played with Talking Heads, a lot of other people, a lot of work. This is interesting. This is called Melodestra, where the pieces are based around his playing the melodica. And it's just it's 2 tracks with remixes by John McIntyre of Tortoise. And when I first got this, I thought it was kind of throwaway. but I caught it yesterday. There's a sense of humor here and playfulness, and musically, it's really cool. Never got to meet Bernie Worrell, but I got to see him play. He was a monster musician. He was. Pulled this yesterday and played this. Early Catherine Wheel. I think this is their second EP. She's My Friend, with the original version of Salt on it. The version of Salt on their first album, Ferment, is to die for. And you can hear from even on these early tracks, where you can hear that it's early days for them, I already hear, and I think in general, you can hear the greatness and what they were striving for. The melody, the harmonies, and the soaring guitars. Great band. I pulled this, but I haven't played it yet. Happy Days. This was an album of theirs. Is this their third album? And you can hear on this that they are trying to run with the times. It's got a harder, slightly more metallic sound to it, which was a bit, I'm saying metallic, but probably they were, trying to be slightly grungy. They have Tanya Donnelly is that on this album or? Yeah, Tanya Donnelly, who was in Belly and Throwing Muses, is a guest on here. It's a good album. I have 2 copies of this because there was a misprint where there's supposed to be this extra track on here, Glitter, and it's on one version and it's not on the other. I lucked out and was able to get one of a misprint and a regular one. I'm keeping them both. Piero Umiliani, the Italian library music soundtrack composer. He was prolific and excellent. This is one of those, see how it's listed as background music. Continente, Nero. So this is where he is doing some takes on African music and African themes. Consequently, the music doesn't sound very African, but it's very intriguing. Continente Nero. Love stuff like that. Had this out, played this all the way through the other day. Massive Attack. It's a 12-inch of Rising Sun with remixes. The Underworld remix of Rising Sun on there here is real cool. Another clear vinyl just happens to be, so I'll show it, hey? Music saves, music saves. Yeah, I think that's all that I have not shown. I'm coming up on the, yeah, that's the last stuff that I showed and played. Okay, people. So, that's the latest update. Once again, thank you for your love and support. When the Muse CD comes out tomorrow and digitally, and you get to hear all of the tracks, all 15, you'll hear it's really wonderful. It mesmerizes even me. I'm really proud of it. So, that's what's going on here. Sorry. I want to shout out my family. Yesterday was my great nephews, the twins. That was their birthday. I think they turned 25 or 26. Happy birthday, twins. Of course, I did all that yesterday online with them. I'm really glad for the love and support from my family, my nephews. I heard from both of them, Sean and Karim, regarding this hack. It's very upsetting. I really appreciate my nephew Sean's point of view. Well, Karim too, which is, they're younger and they're aware of just how nefarious the internet and technology are, and telling me, step with caution, and I generally too do. And it's the and this prompt where I was supposed to I was going to get my web mailbox shut down. It seemed bogus, but it was so persistent. It got me, It got me. I'm recovering. I'll say again for the persistent people who just have no character and no self-awareness, to think that you actually publicly make a comment about my troubles as though this is something to celebrate, or that somehow this is something for you to point out. Let me just state for the record, for those who are intelligent enough to understand, that when these actions are taken part of, it is a reflection of the doer, not the person who's being targeted. To think that, I'll say it again, because people deal with this and people take it personally and don't realize. Don't take it personally. You're dealing with someone who is beneath you. I've had someone say, "No one's beneath you." I'll say, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If you think so little of yourself that you need to attempt to denigrate another person to make you feel better about yourself, that says volumes about what you lack and what you can't get from attempting to attack others. The only way that you can get better as a person is to work on yourself. I'm already in process, so you're not helping me. It's about time for you to help yourself. This is important, folks. I've been dealing with this stuff for years, so I know some of you don't want to hear about it at all, but when I go over and look on Twitter, and it's getting a little better because of what I want to see, and I'm filtering out and saying not interested in the misinformation and the deep garbage on Twitter. It's, I'm seeing a little more stuff about music, but the political bickering and the things that people are saying in public, and it's like no sense of self-awareness that this is really bad behavior and that nothing good can come from this. It's just back and forth, and it's just going on and on and on. And if anything, it seems to get deeper and more entrenched and more insane. I find that odd. I think that's really strange. It seems like it's being driven by someone. Because I'll tell you, if I could, if a decent person could get a hold of some power and try to say, hey, all this selfishness, we're destroying ourselves, maybe we could make things a little better. I don't know. You already know, people, if you come over here and watch me, I'm going to be talking like this as well as records, so have a good day.